as you're aware, you're able to view your schedule on PowerSchool, and I just want to take a few minutes and walk through some of the intricacies with looking at your schedule. If you are a freshman, this is primarily geared towards freshmen, but the other slides are good for all grade levels. If you are a freshman, this is how your schedule rotates. Right? So if you follow the colors, every class you take meets for 6 out of 7 cycle days, with the exception of your non-core classes, so art, phys ed, business, and engineering. So, for example, the class that is listed in A1 on the screen, in the yellow box, will meet on day 1, period 1. And then after the class meets on period 1, it will then drop the next day. So on period 2, that yellow box class does not meet. It then comes back into the schedule on day 3 during period 6. And then we'll rotate through each of the periods. So we have a 7-day cycle. Every class meets 6 days at 6 different times, as noted by this schedule. All freshmen eat during the first half of 4th period. So there's 2 pieces to 4th period. The first part is a 30-minute lunch period. Then the second part is when the freshmen would attend their 4th period class. Okay? During 5th period is what we call for the freshmen. The sophomores is called the block period. Okay? And everything is inverted for the juniors and seniors. But for freshmen and sophomores, during period 5, they attend that class for a full 63 minutes. Okay? So you've got the freshmen. If you're a freshman looking at day 1, after you get to 3rd period, you finish 3rd period, you then go to lunch for a half hour. And then you would go to your 4th period class, which is D1, the pink box. You would go there for half an hour. Then you go to period 5, which is your block period. That's a full 63 minutes. That's while the juniors and seniors are doing the 30-minute on, 30-minute off, and when they're eating their lunch as well. Okay, so 6 out of 7 days, the class meets every day at a different time. You'll see this noted in PowerSchool. There's 2 different schedules that are on PowerSchool. The one is the matrix schedule, and that's exactly what I was just showing you. The matrix schedule is a visual representation of the same rotation. So the days go down, the periods go across. So this student on day 1, period 1, goes from world history, then to biology, then to homeroom, then to Spanish. Those are the first 3 periods, and homeroom is after 2nd period. And then period 4A, which is not designated exactly on the schedule, freshmen would go to lunch. And then after lunch, they would go to 4B, which is their class. In this case, in the first trimester, would be engineering. Second trimester is art, and the third is business. So that student for the first 3 days of the cycle goes to those classes, depending on the trimester. And then on day 1, the 5th period or the block class is algebra, and then the last class of the day is English. Right? What the nice part about PowerSchool that I think makes all this easier is looking at the weekly schedule, because the weekly schedule allows for each week PowerSchool will automatically populate a schedule based on your classes and based on the calendar day. So on Monday, the first day of class, the September 12th, this student will, at 7:55, the first class is world history. That goes to 8:53. And then the student would then go to room 2 for biology, which is 8:56 to 9:46. Okay, so the class time and the room number are on the weekly schedule. I think a lot of students find this helpful to see, the rotation, where they're going, and what time they're going. Once we add in activity periods, and if we have a mass day or a special schedule, that will be reflected here. So you don't have to worry about comparing the bell schedule to your matrix schedule. You'll see it right on the weekly schedule.